Jeffrey Toobin is back. Now, for those of you who don't know, which may be 5 of you, Jeffrey Toobin was fired from the New Yorker. He was their legal commentator because he was on a Zoom call and Toobin started tugging his Toobin.
To quote Jay Leno, what the hell were you thinking?
Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking very well or very much, and it was something that was inexplicable to me. I think one point, I wouldn't exactly say in my defense, because nothing is really in my defense. I didn't think I was on the call. I didn't think other people could see me.
You thought that you had turned off your camera?
Correct. I thought that I had turned off the Zoom call. Now, that's not a defense. This was deeply moronic and indefensible. But I mean, that is part of that is part of the story.
Who does that? Just as an aside, who does that? Who self-pleasures themselves on a Zoom call at work? Do you people do that? Is that a deviancy I'm unaware of, that people do that to themselves while they're on work calls? I had no idea this was a thing. Well, it was for him, and the idiot thought that his camera was turned off. And he was fired from the New Yorker and took a hiatus from CNN. Well, he's back. Jeffrey Toobin is back. Allison Camerata interviewed him. Interestingly enough, during the entire interview, they made him keep his hands on the desk. It was striking. No one else does this, but at CNN, Jeffrey Toobin's hands were on the desk the entire time. And the camera made sure that he was framed so that you saw his hands at all time. There was no close shot of Toobin, so no one could accuse him of tugging his Toobin while he was on TV. And the choice of Allison Camerata was intentional, having not just a woman interview Jeffrey Toobin, but a woman who left Fox News complaining about the sexist, misogynist, sexually inappropriate culture at Fox News. They make her interview him, and it was deeply awkward. The entire time, it was deeply awkward. I mean, she looked like she wanted to bathe the entire time, not with him. She looked like she was just disgusted the entire time she was interviewing Toobin. Interestingly enough, CNN says that they let him come back because a lot of the anchors wanted to have him on. What does that say about the culture of CNN that a number of the anchors wanted to have Jeffrey Toobin come back on? Now, as an aside here, Toobin is a progressive. Toobin's legal commentary is always of the left. He's not an even-handed legal commentator on CNN, and he never has been. Toobin has always been on the left, a progressive, and they acknowledge that several of the CNN anchors were demanding that he come back. They wanted him to come back on. That's why they brought him back. Who are the anchors who want tugging Toobin to come on TV, to not tug his Toobin? Who are they to give predictable progressive spin, as if he's the only legal commentator available on planet Earth?